I get it. You guys have sent me a relentless amount of messages, DMs, comments, asking about this car, my 2020 Mustang GT. You guys are asking how I afford it, how I bought it. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to be going over some of the finances of this car, how much I paid, how much I'm paying monthly, all the insurance, everything. I'm going to go over the loan details. So you guys are getting the inside scoop, how I managed to basically financially ruin myself with a V8. So let's go ahead, let's get right into it. I'm going to go get the papers. I'm going to take this car to an empty parking lot if it doesn't rain on me, which it might, and we'll go over some details. Also, let's just ignore that for now. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. And look how dirty the wheels get. Oh my goodness. Well, it looks like I picked the absolute windiest day to decide to try and make a video for you guys, but we're here. We're gonna make the video anyway. Hopefully this clip doesn't come out too bad. It is very, very windy here, but again, I'm trying my best. Currently trying to think if there's anywhere that might be less windy, but I cannot think of anywhere, so this is where we're gonna do it. So, like I said, this is my 2020 Mustang GT. If you guys see the last video, you see the whole process of me buying it. I test drove another one, didn't like it. I have to come clean, guys. This is a very expensive car, and I'm actually not paying for it. My dad pays for it. He let me work at his yacht club on the weekends. Obviously, that's a joke, guys. Not gonna happen in a million years. He wouldn't buy me this car. So I did buy this car on my own. I did finance it. Like I said, I'm gonna go over the finance details with you guys. So yeah, let's get into it. No co-signers, nothing like that. I'm gonna bust out the paperwork. We're gonna go over the numbers. There's a few numbers I'm not going to share. The tax I paid, because that doesn't matter. That changes on every single state. That changes on every single town. There's a bunch of extra fees they tacked on for like out-of-state registration. Tried to get it negotiated off, but it wasn't gonna happen. And those are pretty expensive fees. So my biggest advice is to buy a car in-state, because wow, they will destroy you if you buy it out of state. Let's go ahead, I'm gonna bust out the papers. Let's see what I paid for this thing. So if we go inside here and we ignore the fact that it's very, very dirty right now, Silco Honda, hit me up. Before I get too deep into the finances, real quick, last year I got a whiteboard for my birthday, and that sounds really, really stupid, but it's something I wanted, a big like 5-foot whiteboard. And I had a little section where I could like fill it in with like, you know, a red line to mark where I was financially. I wanted to track my financial progress. Still doing that to this day, but that was July of 2021. And well, I put this little car here. This is a 2018 Mustang Hot Wheels. It's some Borla edition. I don't know, they didn't have the one I wanted, but long story short, I had this Hot Wheels sitting on my whiteboard. It was like tucked in the corner, and I had a little goal. It was how much money I wanted to save up to put down, cover insurance, all of that. And you know, every day I would wake up and I would see it. And that was a huge part of how I even afforded this car, because every single day I have a list of short-term, a list of long-term goals. I have like all my finances tracked on this board. Every single day I would wake up, I would walk by, and I would see Mustang in big letters with this this chart that would show how much money I had saved up towards the car. And a lot of times I'd have to erase it because I'd lose money in the market, or something like that would happen. I would spend money on something stupid, like when I bought the Beta. That basically wiped out the board, and I was like, well, at least I got a cool dirt bike. That's a huge thing. Whenever you can visualize something and you can work towards it by seeing it, that's gonna help you out a ton. But besides that, that's just a little tip. Let's go ahead, let me get out those papers, and we'll go a little bit in depth, tell you how much I paid for the car and some more details. So I'm gonna start off with the big one. How much did I pay for my 2020 Mustang GT? I paid $45,205 for this car. MSRP was $49,872. I'd have to double check that window sticker. The car did have 14,600 miles when I bought it. Currently at like 15,100, and I've owned it for a little more than a week. So clearly I have been enjoying it, taking it to all these cool places nearby, and I'm gonna continue to do so. It's going to its first Cars and Coffee, which I'll have a vlog about soon. So there's gonna be a vlog coming out in a few days. That's in 3 or 4 days that'll get that vlog up. Going to our first Cars and Coffee, so that's gonna be pretty sweet. But yeah, I paid $45,205 for the car. MSRP was like a fraction under 50. So I got it roughly, let's just say 5,000 discount to MSRP, which sounds pretty awful for a car with 14,000 miles. And to be honest, it is. I wish I could have gotten it cheaper. The other one I test drove was, we agreed on like $39,250 is what we had agreed on the other one. But I couldn't do it. The car was horrible. They tried to destroy me with financing. So got a much better deal on this one. And let's go over some of the actual financing now. So like I said, $45,205 is what we agreed on to a price. So I financed this car with $8,000 down. That $45,205 doesn't include sales tax. It doesn't include, I got an extended warranty. Some of you guys are going to mock me for that in the comments. You know, everyone always says, oh, never get the extended warranty. This is a Gen 3 Coyote with an MT82. If I don't get the extended warranty, I am going to be broke in about 2 years. So I think the extended warranty, I think it was $3,500 for a 6-year bumper to bumper, which also includes interior stains, rips, wheels that I curb, small dings, dents, new windshield, new key fobs, all $0 deductible. So honestly, hate me all you want for that extended warranty. I'm going to use it because if I crack this windshield, it's like $2,500 to fix. That right there would almost have paid for it. So I can't complain. They said I needed it to get financed. I tried to call them out on their bluff, and then the bank wouldn't finance me without it. So apparently I needed it to get financed at the rate that I had. They said they would allow me to get the car, but it would have been a higher APR had I not gotten that little warranty. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. I had to take on some extra debt there, but I think it was worth it in the end. The car was $45,000, then there's tax, out-of-state registration fees, title, doc, dealer maintenance fees. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. And this is what you get when you buy from a dealer, I suppose. I tried to negotiate as much of it off as I could. They weren't having it. They didn't want to get rid of too much of it, and that's fair. You know, in this car market, it's really, really tough. So buying a car now, which is April of 2022, pretty bad idea, especially a V8 with the gas prices, but I'm having fun. I love it. So yeah, the car was $45,000. I put $8,000 down. I had no cosigner. I financed it for 6.44%, and that's on a used car for a 19-year-old. The total that I financed was roughly $50,000. It was a little bit less than $50,000 financed because I threw taxes in there. I wasn't going to pay that out of pocket. So I financed just a hair under $50,000 at 19 years old with no cosigner and 6 months of employment at my current job, and they got me 6.44%. For those of you who are uneducated or, you know, just may not be in the know about car financing, that's kind of insane. I know people, no offense if you're watching this, who get 17% on their used car, and that is astronomically bad. Here's my one piece of advice if you guys are looking to finance a used car or any car. If the interest rate has double digits, don't go for it. I understand it can be tempting, especially if you're young like me and you're trying to get in, you know, essentially your dream car here, but if they're trying to hit you 15% interest like the first dealer was, tell them to kick rocks. Someone will finance you eventually, and remember, it's easier to finance a newer car than it is an older car. The other one I looked at was a 2017, and they did not want to finance me because it was so old. 6.44%. I did do 75 months. I don't know why they wanted to give me such a long term. I told them I would go shorter, but I'm going to tell you guys my future plans for this car in just a moment, which will tell you why I don't mind that I got that extended loan term. So overall, I am financing this at a little under $800 a month. I'm just going to round it up to $800 for my payments, put a little bit extra towards principal there. So $800 a month gets you a $50,000 car at 19 years old with $8,000 down. Again, these are rough numbers. A lot of it depends on the dealer, the car, if it's new, if it's used. I'm just saying it's possible. If they'll give me this car and they'll approve me for it at 6.4%, anybody can get approved for anything. That being said, you guys are probably wondering how I can afford an $800 a month payment, not including insurance, which, just for the record, full coverage for this car runs me $226 a month. I have 2 speeding tickets. Hopefully I can slowly knock that down and build up a better reputation with my insurance company. So realistically, I'm like $1,000 a month even for the car and insurance, not including gas and maintenance. Obviously not the most ideal circumstance to be in, but that's where we're at. How I actually afford this car is probably why a lot of you guys are watching this video right now. So I currently work for a large broker dealer. I work in finance and I make about $52,000 a year. Financially, this car at my income level is the biggest financial mistake I could have possibly made. Could have possibly made. Yeah, this is the largest financial mistake I could have possibly made for my age, my gender, my income level, everything. This is like the definition of bad financial decision. That being said, a lot of people will tell you should only be putting 20% of your income towards a car or much less. Some say 10 to 15%. If you're watching this video, you're probably a car enthusiast like I am. You probably want these specialty vehicles, the GT86s, or you know, the FRS, BRZ, or you probably want a Mustang or Camaro, whatever it may be. You know, it's different for everybody, but we're willing to prioritize these vehicles more. I'm willing to spend more of my income on this car because I don't go out and drink with my friends. I don't spend all this money on other nonsense. That's kind of a lie. I waste a lot of money on food, but besides the point, you guys get the idea. I'm willing to sacrifice more of my income to drive a really cool car, and a lot of car enthusiasts are too. So that's something you have to keep in mind, that although I spend on paper a lot of my income towards this car, it's worth it for me. That being said, I do have other income that wasn't really a thing when I actually applied for this. I recently took up a social media managing position for one of my relatives, so that pays pretty well, and it definitely offsets the cost of this car almost entirely. And yeah, to me it was worth it. I can afford the car comfortably, I can still put money into savings, and I can still pay rent, which, yes guys, I live with my dad, I still pay rent. I'm not getting away scot-free there. Granted, I get a really cheap rent. Just to give you guys the full math, I'm about $750 a month for rent, and then of course I pay $226 for insurance, $800 for the car, and then of course I got other bills like gym memberships and whatnot. So that's essentially my situation. $800 a month, I make $52,000 a year before tax. I do make other money, and to be honest, if I wasn't making the other income that I do, not sure I would have gone for a car of this caliber. I wanted to pick up a 2013 Grabber Blue GT Premium. It was sick, but no one wanted to approve me for the financing because it's, again, really old in the eyes of a bank, and they don't want to take on a $22,000, $23,000 loan with essentially what they view as no collateral. That's my situation. If you guys have any questions, comment down below regarding how I afford this car, or any other questions, any more details you guys may want. I tried to make this interesting. I tried to make it brief and concise, tried to give you guys the important details. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend buying a car if you only make 50 grand a year. Buying a car like this at my on-paper income level at the time, really bad idea. Possible, but really bad idea nonetheless, especially if you have like a $1,500 a month mortgage payment and this is the rest of your money. Don't do it. That's a bad idea. I will, as a non-registered financial advisor, tell you to not do that. I'm gonna go over really quick and we're gonna talk about some of my long-term plans for this car, because I don't think they're that long-term. So as far as what I plan on modifying to the car, I don't really plan on doing much. You can see the wheels are absolutely disgusting. The whole car is filthy. It's been less than a week since I washed it, so black wheels probably gotta go. I'm thinking a nice set of either 19 or 20 inch Vossen wheels and like a bronze or gold color would be absolutely killer. Something to lessen my cleaning efforts, because oh my god, these suck to clean. Anyway, I plan on getting rid of this car in roughly 3 years. Here's why. I love this car. It's fast. It's really fast. For me, this is a fast car. It's a fun car. It's just about everything I've ever wanted. You know, this is my dream car. Post a picture on screen now. I said in 2020, mark my words, in 2021, I'm buying a 6th gen Mustang in 2021. And then it happened 4 months later, so I was 4 months late, but that's okay, because the next car to enter the garage that's new or expensive is gonna be a supercar. A lot of people have been either clowning me or hyping me up whenever I say that, and a lot of people don't believe that I can do it. I'm gonna have this car paid off in 3 years. I took that 75-month term, and I didn't even really try to negotiate down to a 48 or a 36-month, because if I can make low payments now, I'm getting destroyed on the interest. Yeah, like most of my payment goes towards interest for the first year or whatever. By the time I have extra money saved up because I wasn't spending it on the interest of this car, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to pay this car off in full within 3 years. Once this car is paid off, I'm not going to give too many hints. Some of you may know I did some Instagram polls, and I'm not going to choose with what you guys voted, I don't think. To give you guys an idea, R8, Gallardo, GT3, Vantage, 570S. So those were all the ideas. I'll guarantee you this, the next car is going to have the engine in the back, and no, it is not going to be Fiero or MR2. So yeah, I'm not going to modify this car too heavily. Probably no superchargers. I want to be able to get some good trade-in value for it. So that's the plan. Supercar in 3 years time. Mark my words, I will be back in this same spot on this same pavement with doors that go up in a mid-engine car. That's all I'm gonna say. That pretty much just only narrows it down to one option, but I'm sure you guys would have figured it out anyway. That's the plan. If things change, I'll let you know, because I also could have bought a 911 for this price, and I really was tempted to, but everyone I've talked to who owned a 911 said they didn't like it. I don't know why. They said they just didn't like their 911. They were boring. That being said, this is the fastest car I've ever owned, and it is anything but boring, and it's like half the speed of a 911. So yeah, that's the general idea of the finances behind this video. I hope it summed it up for you guys. I didn't want to make it too long. I didn't want to make it too boring. I tried to sum it up with the important details. Again, if you guys have any more questions, comment down below. Let me know what supercar you think I'm going to buy in 3 years. It sounds like it's a far way out, but it's really not. So Let me know what you guys think I'm buying. Let me know what you think I should buy. And again, if you have any finance related questions, that's kind of my thing. I like numbers. Go ahead and drop them below. I do want to thank you guys for watching. You guys actually did really well for supporting the last video, and I really do appreciate it. Slowly growing the channel. I don't know if it's ever going to become my full-time gig. I would absolutely love it too. So be sure to drop a like on this video. Be sure to subscribe. You guys know it helps me out a ton, and it lets you stay in the know whenever I upload. Aiming for 2 videos a week here. This is number 2 for this week. No clue what I'm uploading next week, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, I gotta go watch this thing. I can't look at this anymore.
Told my brothers one day we gon' make it. We just gotta grind for that paycheck. Mama told me one day I'll be famous. Remember when she used to say she hate this. Back then they would laugh when I say shit. Now I'm inside all them people's playlists. So one day I'll be stomping.